What is up, Tech Gang? Stefan here from TechRight. Today we're going to be taking a look at the BlackBerry Key 2, and I've actually been using this phone for 2 months, so I'm going to be giving you my full review on it. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at the form factor. Now, the back of this phone I've actually fell in love with from the 2 months I've been using it. As you guys see, we have the little BlackBerry logo right here. Now, this does come in black and silver. I got the black version and it looks much more stealthier. I definitely like monocolor devices, and this does not disappoint. On the back of the device, we are greeted with our 12 megapixel camera, and this can actually shoot in 4K, and the 4K actually doesn't look too bad. But we'll get into that later on in the video. We also have a flash to the right of it, but honestly, one of the most premium feeling phones in a while, honestly, that I've felt. Definitely feels a lot more premium than the Key 1. The Key 1 felt a lot bulkier to me for some reason. I don't know why, but definitely a very nice design. Now, taking a look at the right side of the device, we have our volume up and down button, we have our power button, and we have a separate button right here. Probably my favorite button of all time, honestly. It's basically like Bixby, but it's better. Now, as you guys know, with Bixby, we can't map the applications to the single button right here, but on the BlackBerry Key 2, if we go ahead and press this, I map 3 of my most used applications, which is one, YouTube, messaging, and studio apps. So I really love that I can do that just to go ahead and pop to one of my most used applications right here. Another thing, if we take a look at the front of the screen, we have a keyboard. Now, this keyboard is actually going to be bigger than the original Key 1 keyboard, so I actually like that. Now, if we go ahead and turn on the screen, as you guys see, we actually have capacitive touch buttons. So we don't have on-screen touch buttons, which I wish they would have put on this device, because that does make the 4.5-inch screen a little bit bigger and easier to bear with. Again, this is a 4.5-inch screen, guys, and it comes in at 1620 by 1080p. However, the screen density is actually going to be pretty nice because we have a 434 ppi screen, and it is a very small screen, so the pixels aren't going to have to spread amongst a huge 6.4-inch screen such as the Galaxy Note 9. But the keyboard so far, I've honestly been really loving this keyboard. Another aspect of this keyboard that I really like is the shortcuts. So if you guys want to go ahead and map a single key, so one of these keys on the keyboard, if you want to map it to a single app, like, all you have to do is press right here. So basically next to the sim, we go ahead and press right here and click Y, and we have YouTube. So that pops up straight away, and if we click right here, maybe click G, that is going to be Google. So if you guys want to go ahead and map single applications to your keyboard, you guys can go ahead and do that. Now, this is going to be amazing for productivity. One of the best features on this phone, honestly. I've really loved it due to productivity. Now, I do run my own home business, so it's been amazing so far. Next little tidbit that we can take a look at is actually the fingerprint sensor. Now, the fingerprint sensor is going to be on the space bar. Now, I thought this was a very smart design because we are saving space. So we are going to have the fingerprint sensor on the front instead of the back, and the fingerprint sensor is actually one of the fastest I've used in a while. So let's go ahead and turn that off. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom, straight away. So I thought this was some pretty cool design language. Now, if for some reason you guys don't want to actually use the physical keyboard and you actually have to use the on-screen keyboard, you're going to go ahead and press the sim button right there. So let's go ahead and click that, and you are going to get the on-screen keyboard, so you can type how you regularly type on YouTube, and this is actually a pretty accurate on-screen keyboard. Really love the feedback that the phone actually gives you, and this is with all things. If we're using any of the directional buttons that we have on our capacitive keys, I really love the feedback that the vibration gives. One of the best feedbacks that I've used on a smartphone. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the USB Type-C port. One of my favorite things about this phone, and the reason why I love this so much is because it does support fast charging. So let's go ahead and put this in, and as you guys see right here, it's going to give you 2 different modes, charge only and or boost mode. Let's go ahead and click boost mode. And as far as the battery goes, battery charges absolutely fast on boost mode. One of the fastest chargers I've ever used on this device. The other thing is that this device lasts pretty much all day on moderate use. I've even did a day and a half with this on moderate use before. So a very strong battery at 3,500 milliamps on this very small screen phone. Now, as far as the internals go on this phone, we have the Snapdragon Snapdragon 660, so we're kind of lacking on the processor, but we do make up for that with 6 gigabytes of RAM inside this device, so we are going to be able to have multiple windows open with no problem and have games and different things like that run perfectly fine. Now, if you guys do ever want to game on this phone though, it is going to be a learning curve because you are going to have a huge keyboard in the way, especially if you're trying to play games like Asphalt 8, any new fighting games, and or PUBG. But if you get used to it, the games are actually going to run very nicely, and the screen actually looks very good as well. Graphics are nice. I don't see any dropped frames on here. Obviously that 6 gigabytes of RAM and 660 Snapdragon processor are doing just fine on high-end games like this, and runs pretty nice. Now, you guys are probably not going to buy this phone due to the amazing gaming or stuff like that. This device is an all business device. You guys are probably going to want to keep certain things safe on here from people's eyes and stuff, so let's go ahead and take a look at the certain features that BlackBerry offers. So as you guys see right here, we have BlackBerry Messenger. As you guys know already, this is pretty obvious to the people who have been with BlackBerry for a very long time. BlackBerry Messenger, pretty much the most secure text messaging application you can ever use, so you guys are paying for the highest security with this device. Obviously, you can add friends by scanning barcodes or just adding simple contacts or finding friends already that are using BlackBerry Message through your contacts on your device. Next thing we have that's pretty cool is Detect by BlackBerry. Now, this gives you basically alerts if your device is going to be hurt or not, and it's going to show you your status of your device. So security status for right now is excellent, so if it's not excellent, obviously it's going to go to the red. If it's in the middle, it's going to go to the middle, so a very nice feature. Next thing we have right here is privacy shade. So if you guys are ever going through maybe some confidential stuff, if you guys want to hide something from different people, or you don't want people just looking over your shoulder, maybe you're at work, we have the privacy shade right here, which is honestly pretty cool. Basically, you point this at certain words that you are looking at. Maybe it's secret picture, maybe it's some secret confidential information. You guys are going to want to go ahead and turn on privacy shade, and it's going to black out pretty much most of your screen, and you're going to be able to go up and down the screen, shading out the parts that you don't want people to see. Next tool we have right here is the Redactor tool. Basically, you can pretty much shade out anything that's on the screen. One of the cooler things right here, makes me feel like a spy. So if you guys want to use this, you guys can obviously go ahead and do so. If you guys want to leave this, go ahead and log out right here. And last but not least, we have BlackBerry Password Keepers. So it says this application allows you to store all of your passwords in one secure location. Your information is encrypted and protected with a single password that you choose, so only you can access it. So if you guys want to keep all of your passwords super duper safe, you guys can go ahead and use the BlackBerry Password Keeper. Now, last but not least, I want to go ahead and take a look at the camera real quick. The camera so far on this device has actually been very surprising. Now, at the price point of $650, this is pretty much the camera that I would expect. We do have a 4:3 aspect ratio, 16:9, 1:1, and a 3:2 aspect ratio. So we do have different aspect ratios if you guys would like to use those. Some other features that we have on here are video, photo, portrait, slow-mo, pano, and scanner. So these are some cool little features if you guys would like to use those. We also have some different filters if you guys are into filters as well. Now, going into video and frame rates, we can shoot in 4K 30 frames per second, and it actually looks pretty decent. It is a tiny bit shaky, as you guys can see here, but you can definitely get a good video in here if you guys want to, you know, maybe make a YouTube video or just take a simple 4K 30 frame per second video. We also have 1080p 60 frames per second on this device as well, and everything about 1080p 60 frames per second looks really good on this device. There are no issues really with 1080p 60 frames per second. I've used this filming soccer games, filming different stuff like that. Now, the moment of truth, is this worth $650? That is actually the retail price of this variant. This is the 64 gigabyte, 6 gigabyte variant, and this costs $650. I would say wait till the price drops. This is a very good phone. I just wish it released at $450 to $500 because this would be a definite cop and it actually would be a contender with all of the other big boys in the game. But tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. I really love this device still. I've been using it for 2 months straight and I love that BlackBerry actually sent this out to me, so a huge shout out to them. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below as well as subscribing if you guys are not a part of the tech gang already. Also hit the notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I do upload a new video. This has been Stefan from TechRight. Peace out, tech gang.